KUAF's Mobile Listening Lab was at Butterfield Trail Village in Fayetteville last week to talk with couples about togetherness, including Grace and Frank. They met at Butterfield Trail, a retirement village. They're not married, but they spend much valuable time together.
My dog's name is Ginger, and that's kind of how we hooked up because he loves dogs and I love dogs. And so I would sit out on a bench outside walking Ginger, and then I'd sit down, and then he'd come by every day and start a conversation. So that's how 9 years ago, how we started hitting it off, and it was just fun. But the favorite place we like to be together is on walks. There's a trail behind Butterfield, and we walk
twice a day, sometimes twice a day to Panera, but usually once a day, 6:30 in the morning. Go there, have a drink or coffee, or she does, eats breakfast, come back. Then we got the rest of the day to do whatever. But that one walk a day is starts us off. As far as television goes, when we're in her apartment, she watches the most ridiculous shows. That's where one couple looks at 3 houses and they have to decide what house they want. Now, who the hell cares?
House Hunters International. Yeah,
House Hunters International. Stupid show. That channel is the only one she watches other than a news channel. If I turn on an old Johnny Carson show, which I love. I watched every Johnny Carson show there was, and before him, and after him, and I like that show. The first 15 minutes is his dialogue or prologue, whatever dialogue, and he tells jokes, and it's funny. It was funny then, and if I don't remember it, it's funny now. She thinks that's crude.
So the thing that really got me upset one time, I was watching a Razorback basketball game in his apartment, and it was still on, and at 9 o'clock he switched it to Johnny Carson, some 30-year-old show with Johnny Carson, and I was not a happy camper.
If it's a joke you've never heard before, a joke is a joke. It's funny then, it's funny now.
We have disagreements about what to watch on television because anyway, but we work through it. But he calls me Nurse Nellie. Nurse Nellie.
Yeah, she's my Nurse Nellie. She made all the connections for my trip to Little Rock, and I got how to get there, where we're going to stay, and all this other stuff that goes along with it. And I'm just amazed and thankful for that, because I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, screw it, I'll just stay here.
He would have given up, and I don't give up.
She never gives up.
I never give up. And
give her a computer, something to look up on the computer, and she'll be at it, and be at it. I said, well, let's just go. No, get away. And eventually, an hour later, see, I told you, and she comes up with the right answer.
But I care about him, and I don't want him to, just get a rinky-dink treatment. I want to find out the latest and greatest, which one of our residents told us about. And so it's happening. We're going to go down to Little Rock on Tuesday and hopefully make it happen, because we ended up being on a television program because he had got notice that in 2 weeks they were going to quit his feeding tube supplies. And I called the local television channel, and I was furious that someone that lives on that, would not have it accessible. So they invited us to come and tell our story on television, and he has all the feeding tube stuff he needs. So I'm a fighter, and he appreciates that, I think.
Yeah, after a while I'll quit, but she never does.
Grace and Frank recorded recently at Butterfield Trail Village as part of the KUAF Mobile Listening Lab. Visit there. Our Listening Lab administrator is Emerson Alexander. The lab, a possibility thanks to funding from the Walmart Foundation, creating community in Northwest Arkansas through Bridging and Belonging Initiative. You can learn more at listeninglabkuaf.com.